Hi, this is day 3 of shadowing. Let's get started. I do not suppose to know everything. And those closest to me, they might say I don't really know much at all. But one thing that I know to be true, through a shadow of the doubt, is this. The surest way to fail in life is to set a goal. Now, unfortunately, it started to excruciating pain, but not in the next 90 minutes. And it is true that it is true without the pain, and yes, of course, you can still listening to me, paying for it. Okay, 2011, I was going to become multi-millionaire by the age of 21. How's gonna do it? It's so simple. I'm going to leave college at the University of Texas 1 year early. I've got to live in my early year to declare for a football league draft. In order to do this, however, to submit your resume to the NFL. A resume in football, it is your highlight take in your year's playing pride. I submitted my sophomore and my junior year. The NFL sent me back a letter. Sent me read, there, Emil, you will not be drafted in the first 3 rounds. Excuse you? I want to be drafted in the first 3 rounds? So what do I do to... It's simple. I set a goal that day. But you know, but you know what they're saying about setting a goal. I write it down, commit it to memory. So I have highlighted it in a sheet of paper manual. You won't be drafted in the first 3 rounds. I put it above my bed in my condo in my Texas. Every morning and I woke up. Emmanuel, you won't be drafted in the first 3 rounds. The night before I went to sleep, I looked at it. The manual, I won't be drafted in the first 3 rounds. I worked tirelessly my senior year in college with one goal in mind: be drafted in the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft. Those were the most prestigious round after all. 6 a.m. workout in college, study hall, class. I'm doing it all with one goal in mind. Well, fast forward a year later, NFL Combine. The NFL Combine is job interview with 32 billionaires. 32 of the richest men in America. It's not the richest men in the world. They're the owners of NFL teams. I'm running a 40-yard dash. The 40-yard dash is one of the testing metrics to use the NFL Combine with millions of dollars on the line. The faster you run, the higher you get drafted. I take my mark. I proceed to run. I pop, pop, pop. I keep running. The heels are clicking. Pop, pop, pop. I clutch my quad and I fall to the ground. It was my quad being torn off the bone. I ripped my quad off of a bone and was falling in the ground in agony and in front of 32 billionaires. I didn't get drafted in the first 3 rounds in the NFL draft. I made a decision that day and that moment to stop setting goals. My self-esteem ruined, self-efficacy ruined. That last year of my life seemingly gone to waste, and I had one goal, y'all. It was simple: be drafted in the first 3 rounds. Then I tore my quad and all fell apart. Well, I failed to mention this for. Well, first of all, it's why I tore my quad. 2 days prior to the NFL Combine, I weighed in at 240 pounds. In the NFL, the bigger you are, the better. If you're on a weight, they don't move all that fast. So I cut 10 pounds within 2 days. I ran the 40-yard dash 2 days later to run at 30 pounds. Dehydrated, diet for 2 days. Why? Because I was focused on my goal, but I caused harm to myself. It's not the goal that don't add value. It's just the risk of goal setting. It is greater than the potential reward. Think about it in your own life for a moment. Maybe you have a goal of being in a relationship. You ignore the toxic behavior. Thinking about in your own life. I think one of my greatest accomplishments today is being an NFL player. Because ultimately I did play football for years. I view negatively because I didn't hit my goal. Because that's the same for some of you. Maybe they will go and reading some certain amount of books in a year. You become a much more proficient reader, but you can hit your goal. When you hit your goal of making a certain amount of money for your business, you're a thriving entrepreneur, but you didn't hit your goal. I left the NFL. I became a content creator, but I would live in a just limitless life. I'll get more here in a moment. The question now is why in the world do we set goals? But first, what's the final goal? A goal by definition is the end towards whichever is aimed. But why would I start something with the end in mind? And working on a master's degree in sports psychology, I wrote my thesis on goal setting. And I realized that setting goals for three primary reasons. The first, we've been indoctrinated with this belief that we have to get set a goal to achieve. There's a popularized study which has been since been debunked, which says a person who writes their goals down and commits to memory, they will earn twice as much money as the person who does it. So what you want me to believe is the difference between $1 million and $500,000 is this? What you want me to believe is the difference between $100,000 and $50,000 simply this? Can't be. Now, these ideas are completely off by a problem is very simple. They misidentify the causation and correlation. Surely there's a correlation between the people who is willing to go the extra mile to write the goal down and the person who's willing to go the extra mile in their business. No, the person will make twice as much money because you wrote your goal down. The second reason is set goal. That goes to my North Star. Motivation. I just be wandering around life aimlessly. We did set a goal. The final reason we set goals, we have this insatiable desire for feedback. And feedback, it is the predecessor, is the necessary aspect for goal setting, thinking about in your life. Did this Instagram post get as many likes as that it's an Instagram post? Did this tweet get as many likes as my last tweet? How about this TikTok post? Did it get as many shares as my last? We have this insatiable desire for feedback. You know that I made a mistake earlier. is there sure ways to fail in life. But no, honestly, the only way to fail in life is to set a goal. Think about anything you ever failed at. Maybe relationally, occupationally, educationally. A marriage ended in divorce. You didn't get in the college that you wanted to. You didn't pass the MCAT. You didn't pass the LSAT. Whatever the case may be, it was so tethered to a goal. It's not just the sure ways to fail in life. It's to set a goal. The only way to fail in life is to set a goal. So what do I suggest with you is that it is you have an objective with no limitation. Do I know what you're thinking? There's semantics? No, the small difference will have a huge impact in your life. Objective, effort, aim in another direction. Aim in the direction. A goal, the end towards which energy is aimed. Your objective, it should be subjective. It should be subject to people's interpretation. That way you do not fail. The famous, the conference is possibilities. You all have money ahead of your home, maybe children, because somewhere deep down inside you, you subscribe to this notion of possibility. But you can't simultaneously subscribe to the notion of possibilities while still being held captive by goal setting. The laws of goal setting completely undermine the freedom of possibility. So if we're being honest with yourself, we have to choose one. The possibility is limitless. The goal settings, which fixated on it. If you wanted to have $10 billion business, you set that goal, and you might just do that. How about $10 million? Congratulations, you work towards $10 million business. But what if it could have been more? If you want to run a mile without stopping, you work towards, might do just that, having never know that you could have run a marathon. What if you look like practically Kirk Hammett, lead guitarist from Metallica? I never had a goal of winning 8 Grammys when I had a goal of selling 25 billion records. I never had a goal of being a rock star. It's simply said, and I'm like, what? I just want to play my guitar a little bit better every day. Close word. See, become with that, there's no aim. A goal is by definition is focused on and aiming. It means inherently a goal is limiting. It's not a goal and of themselves have no value. It's just rather damage you have done to yourself, your self-esteem, your self-efficacy, the way in which you feel yourself, view yourself, when you look at yourself. What about that damage? I'm not saying about don't achieve. I'm saying achieve limitlessly. I'm saying believe in the reason we are sitting here today, because you believe in possibility. Let go of the captivity of goal setting and achieve all what you actually have to achieve. So what is my objective? No limitation. Very simply put, to be considered one of the most creative people the television industry has ever seen. Because if I would have achieved my goal of being drafted in the first 3 rounds in the NFL draft, I never would have achieved this. Winning a primetime Emmy Award and sharing that moment with my mom. But just as importantly, if I I would have achieved my goal, being drafted in the first 3 rounds of NFL draft, I wouldn't stand in front of you all today. Why? Because you hear nothing else. Truly, you hear nothing else. Hear this. I'm begging each and one of you to hear this. The goal that you achieved is actually the penalty that you receive for having set that goal in the first place. Thank you.